En juillet 2022, j'ai reçu un diagnostic de sarcome alvéolaire. Quand mon chirurgien m'a dit « c'est un cancer incurable », j'étais comme « non, je sais pas ce qu'on va faire, mais je mourrai pas de ça ».
The best treatment we can offer any cancer patient is treatment that sits on the cutting edge. So treatment that delivers an opportunity for participation in a clinical trial or in a new therapy such as CAR T therapy.
So CAR T cell therapy is a form of immunotherapy that we use to treat patients with malignancies. And it's really designed to treat patients who have failed other lines of treatment and in the hopes of putting patients in remission and even potentially curing them of their cancers.
The immune system's role normally is to detect and fight off a foreign microbe, a bacteria or a virus. It's very powerful at being able to see things as different and attack and kill it. CAR T therapy leverages principles of immunology as well as principles of genetic engineering and synthetic biology to harness the power of the immune system by redirecting it toward a person's cancer. And ultimately, the therapy has shown tremendous efficacy in patients with certain forms of leukemia and other blood cancers. And we are, of course, trying to redirect the power of CAR T toward solid tumors.
So this treatment starts basically with the collection of cells from your patient. So these cells are collected on the apheresis machine. They're then brought here to the lab, and this is the kind of naive starting product. It has T cells, it has other cells in it. Then using this automated system called the Prodigy, we can take out the specific T cells and then genetically modify those cells to produce what are called CAR T cells. And these are cells that are going to specifically recognize a protein or an entity on the cancer that that patient has and hopefully kill off those cancer cells within the patient's body. So what's going to happen is we're isolating out first the T cells, then we're going to genetically modify the T cells here. They're going to grow up and expand, so we have a large number of them. Then what we're going to do is we're going to cryopreserve those T cells and save them in our freezers over there. And then when the patient is ready for treatment, we will take a bag of those cells, thaw them out, and infuse them through their blood into the patient so we can watch to see if those cells are capable of going in and attacking and killing those cancer cells and hopefully eradicating the disease from that patient.
Patients who are enrolled in our program receive this treatment actually as an inpatient. So when they're prepared for this treatment, they come into hospital, receive the CAR T therapy like a blood transfusion. Sometimes you can see impact within a week to a couple weeks after the treatment. And in fact, some patients have been demonstrated to have complete responses within a month of receiving the CAR T therapy.
So far, these types of cellular therapies have not been nearly as effective for solid tumors as they have for blood cancers. But as we have studied them in human patients with solid tumors, we've started to learn why. This is really the important point, is that, in learning why they haven't worked as well and being able to manipulate them with genetic engineering, we have been able to start to create solutions. There's enough evidence that they can work in solid tumors, they just haven't worked nearly as frequently, that we believe that as we continue to understand that interaction better and continue to be creative in trying to build solutions to those problems, that we will sort of slowly chip away at this problem and increase the utility of these types of therapies, these cell therapies, for many solid cancers. So that is our goal, and yes, I do believe it's possible.
We are curing more people than we did 10, 20, 30 years ago, but I think more significantly and more, in some ways, more reflective of the reality of dealing with this disease, we're slowly turning it into a chronic illness. So the importance of new treatments as it relates to the impact on a patient and their quality of life and their ability to get back to a level of function that keeps them engaged as a normal member of society, looking after their family, participating in a job, being an income earner for their family. All of those things are incredibly important.
Oh mon Dieu. Ça, c'est la question. Je suis vraiment reconnaissante. J'étais juste comme vraiment contente parce que j'y ai accès pour vrai de vrai, puis on part, puis c'est comme le premier pas pour dire qu'on va être guéri, tu sais, que je vais être guérie puis tout. Parce que moi, je le sais que je vais le vaincre, ce cancer-là.